On today's episode, the president of Tough Mudder, Kyle McLaughlin, talks 2021 season passes.
This is the world's toughest podcast. Welcome to the world's toughest podcast, where we talk about any obstacle course race you'd like, as long as that's world's toughest mudder. Each week we talk to members of the WTM community and share stories of success and failure in the single greatest event in OCR. My name is Will Hicks, and this is the world's toughest podcast.
Welcome back to World's Toughest Podcast. How are you doing? How is your pandemic going? My name is Will Hicks. Thank you for listening to World's Toughest Podcast. We are the number one rated obstacle course racing podcast in the world because of listeners like you. Thank you. Proud to be part of the OCR Report family of podcasts. You check out the other podcasts in our family. Talk about it in a minute. You can follow us on Instagram at World's Toughest Podcast. You can follow us on Facebook at World's Toughest Podcast. You can shoot me an email at willhicks@gmail.com. Good to talk to you again. It's been a minute. You know what? I want to give a special shout out to Mike Stefano and Caitlin Ritter over at Obstacle Running Adventures. They have been doing an episode every single week, even when there's not a ton going on in the OCR space lately. So check them out at Obstacle Running Adventures. It's a weird time, obviously, but we're still all here. Heather from Overcome and Run has moved from San Diego to Los Angeles. Jack Goris is still taking pictures, just not of OCR events right now. If you want your own copy of the 2021 OCR Report calendar, you should find Jack on Facebook or Instagram. Jack Goris, Goras. Carlo Piscatello is not doing play-by-play of races right now, but he is offering week-by-week football commentary on Facebook. You can find him there. Kim DeVos, still working on our social media. She's also her husband has a new job, and special shout-outs to her and to him. You can send her love and support on Instagram. She hosts the new OCR Coven podcast, focusing on OCR and the ladies. They talk about anyone in OCR you want, as long as it's the ladies. Jason Dupree and Anna Landry are still doing episodes of OCR Talk, and Jason's working on some awesome video stuff for us once the races start back up again next year. Very excited about 2021 and video over here. Hey, you know what? Let's talk some news. Everything is canceled. Okay, not everything. Here are some live in-person options right now. You have 3 that I know of. There's probably more. You can let me know, willhicks@gmail.com. Let me know what I miss. But here are the 3 that I know of. Savage Race is still doing races. In fact, they're doing one this weekend in Dallas. Savage Race, October 10th in Dallas, November 14th and 15th in Florida, December 5th in Charlotte. And then they also have a full schedule for 2021 beginning in March of next year on their website, savagerace.com. Another spot that's doing races is Conquer the Gauntlet. Conquer the Gauntlet has a race in Dallas in October, race in Wichita in November. So if you're jonesing for some live in-person, OCR races, you might have to travel, but they're doing that. Another option, it's not exactly OCR, but Deca Fit, which is part of the Spartan family of races, is doing a ton of events. Deca Fit is more of functional fitness type actions or exercises, but it's competitive and it's racing and it's OCR adjacent. They have a ton of events. I'm looking at their website, deca.fit, October 10th, October 17th, October 17th, October 18th, October 20th, October 22nd. And then a bunch of coming soons, October 23rd, 24th. Like, if you want to do some competition, check out DecaFit. It's not OCR. You're not going to be getting muddy, but it might scratch that itch for some live in-person competition for you. So Savage Race, Conquer the Gauntlet, and Deca Fit. How have you been staying fit? Is your gym open? I have been working out at home with my little home weight set and my treadmill. I put it on an incline, and I hooked up a little TV to the front of my treadmill and a PlayStation, and I play some Spider-Man while I power hike at an incline. I've been walking my dogs. I have 3 dogs. When I was a kid, I had the smartest dog. Her name was Brewster, and we called her Brucey. She was so smart. I'd say, Brucey, what does sandpaper feel like? And she'd go, rough. And I'd go, Brucey, what's on top of our house? And she'd go, shingles. Let's read some iTunes reviews.
5 stars.
5 stars.
5 stars.
5 stars.
5 stars.
5 stars.
5 stars. 5 stars.
We have no iTunes reviews to read. What's going on, guys? Actually, it's on me. It's not on you. You can leave us an iTunes review by going to lovethepodcast.com/tough. This is a new thing. lovethepodcast.com/tough. And you can leave just go to the website on your phone, on your laptop, doesn't matter. And there are links to take you to iTunes, to Podchaser, to Stitcher, or to CastBox. If you've already left a review for the podcast on iTunes or Apple Podcasts, you should go to lovethepodcast.com/tough and leave us another one. I would appreciate it. So we're going to talk with Kyle McLaughlin, the president of Tough Mudder, about 2021 passes, season passes. They're doing some cool stuff this year with season passes. We give a website at the end of the interview, and it's toughmudder.com/mudder passes, but the actual address should be toughmudder.com/mudder-passes or mudder-passes. So if you're looking for that, if you want to go straight there and buy your 2021 season passes, you can do that right now. toughmudder.com/mudder-passes. Very excited to welcome Kyle McLaughlin back to the show. Kyle is the president of Tough Mudder. He's been on multiple times, friend of the show. It's time to talk with Kyle McLaughlin. Let's go to the phones. Kyle McLaughlin, welcome back to the show.
Will Hicks. I feel like it's been a minute, right? Since last time we talked.
It has been a minute. It's been quite the year that we've had.
It has been quite the year. But hey, we're doing good. How are you guys doing out there?
You know what? We're good. I'm in California. You're on the East Coast.
Yeah, California's less on fire these days, right?
You know what? I'm in Southern California, and so I don't want to jinx anything, but we're doing okay. It's Northern California, up with Carlo Piscatello, up in his neck of the woods. That's
they're awful up there.
That's the fire, and like hurricanes hitting Louisiana, and also I don't know if you heard, there's a plague striking the world. So it's been quite the year.
It's weird. I've heard about this thing. Yeah.
You know, we're going to talk 2021 season passes, but before we do, how are you and your family doing?
We're doing pretty good. You know, we're on month 7, I guess, at this point of working from home. But it has been, it's been a silver lining. More family time. We've had this rotating collection of house guests who've moved in with us in COVID. Like I think a lot of people have. My wife's cousin and her boyfriend were here for a long time. My parents have been here for about a month now. It's nice to have the extra hands with the kids around the house, but also just like nice to be around people when you can't really be around people. So, fall is here. Fall is my favorite season. I'm obviously, as a very pale redheaded person, I have a very aversion to the sun. So, long sleeves and insulated vests are my apparel of choice. I'm definitely in my prime time of the year.
You're a pumpkin spice kind of guy.
Yeah, I guess if we have to pick labels, I'll take it.
Hey, let's talk about 2021. This has been a crazy year, and there's still stuff going on this year. We'll talk about that in a minute. But you guys are rolling out some new passes for 2021. Let's talk about those and kind of what those mean for the community.
Yeah. So look, I mean, we've always had season passes, right? For a number of years, you've been able to get a ticket that got you unlimited access to 5Ks and classics anywhere in the U.S. and Canada. And we stepped back and took a look at that, and we said, look, the people who are going after season passes are, in many cases, our best community members, our best customers. How do we up the care for them, and how do we really give them something that's unique and special? And it's not just about being able to get into whatever event they want, but taking all the friction points out of it. So we went back to the drawing board and added a ton of perks and benefits to the passes program this year to really smooth and simplify your event experience. So things like every time you use your season pass now, you'll also be able to get a free spectator ticket or a free mini mutter ticket. So where you would have to pay for that before if a spouse or somebody who's going to come with you, now it's all included in your season pass. If you want to bring friends who are casual mutters, you now get an automatic discount off of the first 5 companion tickets, so that you can bring them in at a great price and have them come and enjoy whatever your hometown event. You're going to travel somewhere and want to bring a local out with you to do it. Merchandise credits. So I think we've talked about before maybe, but we're bringing merchandise in-house now at TM. So we've always had a third-party partner who's been great to work with. But starting mid-November, we're going to be launching our own merchandise line in-house, kind of operated by TMHQ, which enables us to do things like add merch credits to the season pass and give a kind of permanent year-round discount to season pass holders on that. But we've got some great season pass holder gear too. Season pass holder 2021 bib, a dry bag now that you can use at Gear Check, and we're doing a really cool wall poster that'll have stickers that you'll be able to track the events you did, what formats you ran at those weekends. So something a little commemorative for the year.
Yeah, you mentioned the discounts for friends for running Tough Mudder. And just a minute ago, we were talking about how it's nice to have family and friends around. This weird time of not just the year, but like of our life. We're all going to look back on this year like, hey, remember that year? And the community aspect is we talk about it a lot, but I think we've taken it for granted until this year when everything's like a virtual event or virtual challenges. My first Tough Mudder I did with 3 of my family members, and I did it with a couple times with friends. And then before I got super involved with the podcast and everything, I kind of did them by myself. And they're not as much fun when you're just, obviously, you meet friends out there and but it's so much fun to like go there with people and leave with people. So I think it's cool. It's cool to have a discount and you can bring more people with you. So.
Yeah. Well, and look, I think the other piece of it too is like, how great is it to be able to, to have an insider perk and feel like I'm a season pass holder and I've got the ability to bring you with me at a price better than you're going to get online. So it gives season pass holders a little bit of weight to throw around too, which is cool. And
the best way to get someone to come with you isn't say, hey, if I do this, will you do it with me? The best way is just say, I'm doing this. Would you like to come with me? And then they'll come. Like people will come. You'll get 4 people to sign up, and one of them will chicken out, and one of them will get sick the day before. But 2 of them will come with you, and it'll be fun.
Yeah, in my belief, right? It's like traveling with a friend who has access to the hotel lounge or the airport lounge, right? Like you feel like a VIP when you're traveling with them. Yeah, that's what we want people to feel like when they get to go and do an event with a season pass holder this year. So.
One of the things you mentioned is invitation-only season pass holder events and previews throughout the year. Yeah. What does that look like?
We are working on a whole slate of kind of invite-only events for season pass holders, for ambassadors, for kind of the top level of the community. Think about it kind of like if you belong to a fancy credit card or something. You get the Amex Gold events, where you get to access to things before they go on sale to the general public. Similar for our pass holders, and other top tier community members. You'll now get a whole new suite of access to things, from season launch meetups to special dinners to kind of moments throughout the year that will only be accessible to a small group of people.
You guys are also doing some more like specialized customer support for season pass holders.
We are, yeah. So, we know that in any case, we make our best efforts at customer support, and we're doing a lot of improvements on that. We're rolling out a whole bunch of new web tools and FAQs and things over the next couple of months to hopefully make a lot more self-support easier. But for people who, again, are season pass holders, they're going to have their own dedicated email address now to go to, which will jump them in front of the line for the rest of customer support. They'll get, response times 2 to 3 times faster than we're going to have for, kind of general customer support inquiries.
So all those perks we talked about, a bib, a bag, discounts. There's the very last item on this list you sent me is a mystery gift item.
Mystery gift item.
What does that mystery look like?
Well, I mean, Will, as we were just talking about before we started recording here, I now have an entire house full of Tough Mudder swag. So yeah, it's truly a mystery gift. You're not going to know. You might get like an old hanging tough ring, or like a spool of electroshock wire, or a cool vintage Tough Mudder sweatshirt, or a pair of shoes. Like you're never going to know. Yeah. You're going to get a mystery gift.
I have a lot of old Tough Mudder swag in my house too. So if you need any supply, like I have like a women's sweatshirt that I bought it because it looked really cool, but then I got it and the zipper was on the wrong side, so I had to give that to somebody else. But anyway, that's cool that you don't know what you're getting. What is the price for the season pass in 2021?
So the base North America season pass is $549, which gets you unlimited access to 5K and Classic, plus all the perks we just talked about at all 20 of the US and Canadian Tough Mudder events. And then if you want to upgrade that to also add Worlds on, you can add Worlds for an additional $350, which is a pretty good price on Worlds. So $899 for the Season Pass Plus, which includes WTM.
And then you're also rolling out something new this year, regional passes. Tell me about the regional passes.
Yeah, so we know that there's a group of customers who want to hit every TM in their region, but maybe the season pass is a little bit too much of a commitment for them. But you live in Southern California, you want to hit the 2 SoCal area events. Maybe you'll pop over to Arizona, to a Vegas, to a Colorado. When we have those on the calendar, you'll go up to NorCal. So we've designed 3 regional passes for next year that gets you access to the 5 events within your region. So we've got a Northeast pass that will get you Philly, Long Island, Tri-State, Boston, and DC. We've got a Midwest pass that'll get you the 5 Midwest events, and then a West Coast pass that gets you, the 2 LA area events, NorCal, Seattle, and Colorado. And you can, again, it doesn't have the full suite of perks that the season pass does, but you will get some of the merchandise credits. You'll get access to do a try out of Tough Mudder Challenge. And you'll get to be able to hit the 5 events in your area as part of that pass. So for the person who's more driving oriented, less flying oriented, maybe in the Midwest, Northeast, I think you still have to fly on the West Coast to hit those events. But you've got a good option here to get in at a good price, and those are going for $429.
So $429 gets you 5 Tough Mudder full events.
Yep.
And then you've rolled out the all events pass, and this is the first year this has ever happened, I'm pretty sure, and it's something that I think the community has wanted for a long time. What is the all events pass?
I mean, you are an all events pass holder, Will Hicks. So
So that's a long story, but I've been a season pass holder since 2016 or 15 anyway, and I've never really like maximized my usage out of it, but I feel like this is the kind of thing you could get your money's worth if you're willing to do the work.
You can. So if you know that you are going to be hitting a ton of Tough Mudder events next year, and really if you're going to be doing at least one Toughest and Worlds plus a number of Tough Mudder weekends, the pass quickly pays for itself. So it's our top level of access. $13.99 will get you unlimited TMs anywhere in the world, any format. As many tougher upgrades, first muds, toughest, World's toughest, 5Ks, Classics, anything else we add, automatically included in the pass. So if you're going for a headband goal or a milestone next year, and you're going to be hitting multiple events, this is definitely the way to do it.
This is also a good one for we have a lot of international people that travel to the U.S. for a lot of events, or the guys that do, every toughest event. Mark James, or I'm thinking Anka Frederick from Germany that comes to the U.S. all the time. This is $1,400, and it's literally everything.
Yeah, literally everything. So you will not pay a single registration fee or an add-on or upgrade for anything else throughout the season. The only thing that you need is the parking bag drop fee, which is now we've reduced down significantly. It's only $10 whenever you register for an event. But everything else, including, by the way, the all events pass includes food truck lunch token and an extra beer at every event.
Check that out.
We will even buy you lunch.
That's a deal. So VIP season pass is $549, $899 with Worlds. Regional pass is $429. All events pass $13.99. How can people sign up for these passes?
toughmudder.com/Mudder passes. Go check it out. We've got a thing that lists everything, all the perks you get kind of side by side. You can compare and pick. We also did launch some 2- and 3-pack bundles. We know that there are people who who want to just hit a Tri-State do both days. For example, you can get a 2-pack. It comes with a decent package discount. And those are live right now as well. So now's the time to get that, to get those commit for 2021. Start to get your training in session and plan your race calendar out.
When I signed up for World's Toughest Mudder, or when I first started doing Tough Mudder and thinking about World's Toughest Mudder, it was always, I'm not going to do it this year, but I'm going to train real hard and get ready for next year. And I said that 2 or 3 years in a row, and I didn't run Worlds until I finally just put the money on the table and said, okay, well, now I got to get ready. So, and yeah, now's the time. Like, what else are we doing? So, toughmudder.com/Mudder
Passes.
Mudder Passes. You guys got some other stuff going on right now. How are the virtual challenges going?
Well, so the Marvel Challenge kicked off 3 days ago, Tuesday earlier this week. Our biggest challenge to date. We've got 5,000 plus taking on the Marvel Challenge globally, which is great. So lots of first time challengers and lots of first time mudders in on this one. So pretty cool to see a big influx of new faces into the group taking this one on.
You've got some good. You had an Eco Challenge earlier. You got the Marvel Challenge. Those are quite the partners you guys are working with on these.
Yeah, well, it's been great, right? Like, a lot of brands who are looking for ways to be in the fitness space right now. There's no events to go to, so we're able to give them a platform where we can create some cool content together. We can do a program that's not just a one and done. Lasts for a whole month. You're able to really do some fun stuff with people. So, yeah, this is we've been working with the team at Marvel for a long time. We had done, I don't know if you remember, the Superhero Start Wave a couple years back, and we've done some fun stuff with them over the years. So this is another great collaboration between TM and Marvel.
That Superhero Start Wave was pretty fun. It was one of the SoCal events. It was the first wave of the day, and half the first wave was dressed in like Iron Man onesies, and half the wave was in Captain America onesies. So it was really cool to see everyone take off together in red or blue. And then, like, as you're going through the course, you start to see these onesies kind of on the course, like on a bush or just on the side of the road. Like, people are like, okay, I need to sweat now. So that was a fun race. We were talking about the virtual challenges. Now, are those going to roll out through 2021 also?
We are. We're in development right now, kind of final stages. We've got a big and enhanced challenges program for 2021. So a number of different ways you can participate. We're going to kind of roll up the virtual events that we've been doing. So things like Virtual Toughest and Virtual Worlds. There'll be a suite of those kind of placed throughout the year, kind of related to moments where there aren't events in the live calendar. But they'll become a part of the overall challenges system. We've got a couple other different categories of challenges, both things that last, for short durations, a week or a month, and then things that you might also want to take a challenge on all year round. So some cool stuff in development. We're going to be announcing that in early December. And
then November 7th and 8th this year is the first ever and hopefully only virtual World's Toughest Mudder. How's that?
I know. We committed to doing Worlds this year, right? When life came back on for us in February, right before COVID, the commitment I made to you and to everybody else is that we were going to do WTM regardless. So the fact that we have to do it virtually sucks, but we've got a great group. I mean, we've got over 900, I think, signed up to take on virtual Worlds, across North America and Europe. And a few from Australia as well. So we've got a good turnout going on. We're kind of putting the final polishing touches on the challenges and the format. So we'll start to drop a little bit more information over the coming weeks about what that looks like. But we're pretty excited.
And then there's obviously the full race schedule already posted for 2021, or full event schedule. And then I noticed for World's Toughest 2021, there's a lot of coming soon or to be announced on the website there. How does 2021 look for Worlds?
We will be announcing the location of WTM 21 the first week of November. So, we'll put a date on the calendar. Will, you and I'll get back together. We're going to make sure we do the announcement here. But November 2nd, we're planning to announce the location of WTM 2021. We're also going to be rolling out the Holy Grail Pass, too, for people who want to get a toughest, and Worlds. And that's also going to have some cool perks attached to it that we'll be announcing that week as well. So, more to come.
A lot of cool stuff, Kyle. Any what else do you want to tell everybody?
You give us a whole summer with no events to do. The evil minds at Tough Mudder are just going to dream up more cool shit to do. So we're pretty excited for next year.
You got new obstacles rolling out next year?
We have a number of things. So we had done an obstacle innovation cycle at the end of last year for things that were supposed to roll out this year, and obviously never made it to course because of COVID. So some of the pieces that we had just debuted right before the wintertime hit last year, Double Dipper and a few others will be on course. But we are doing a big overhaul of all of our obstacles right now. So even old-time favorites that you may have known and loved for years are going to have a facelift and kind of a fresh approach, and may change up the experience a bit. So we've taken this off time to kind of rebuild almost every single obstacle we've got. So expect a new and refreshed look at the entire Tough Mudder obstacle experience next year.
That's awesome. Looking forward to that. The first Tough Mudder on the schedule for next year is in April 10th and 11th in Los Angeles. Will you be out there?
I will. Tejon Ranch. We're excited. New venue for us. We borrowed that once from our friends at Spartan. So the first time we're up north of the LA area there, or directly north. But should make it a little bit easier for our Northern California friends to get to as well. It's amazing how much, when you don't have to drive closer to LA, how much time that shaves off your travel when you're coming down from the Bay Area.
Awesome. Kyle, anything else we can share with the community?
We got a lot going on right now, Will. I mean, we're hiring. We got a number of jobs posted at toughmudder.com. So if any listeners are job hunting and have always dreamed of working at Tough Mudder, check it out. We've got a number of roles. We're going to be staffing up quite a bit in December, January for production roles and traveling roles too. So if you've always dreamed of traveling around the country to build Tough Mudder events, now's your chance. But we're in a good spot. We're charging forward. We can't wait for 2021.
Man, if you're single and young, that would be a fun job. Just cruising around the country. I mean, you're doing it as a married guy, but I can't.
It's how I started my career, though. I mean, before I got to this point, I was starting my career right out of college, being able to run around and build events and travel and spend 200 days a year on the road. And
yeah,
it's a blast. It's a blast.
Yeah, that'd be fun. Yeah, if you're listening, you're like, you got nothing to do. You're taking a gap year from college or whatever. Go for it. I'd do it. Absolutely. Awesome. Well, Kyle McLaughlin, thanks much, and we'll see you out there, and I'll see you at Virtual Worlds.
Sounds good. All right. Well, thanks.
Thanks a lot. Special thanks to Kyle McLaughlin for appearing on the show today. Well done, Kyle. Come back anytime. Don't forget to go to toughmudder.com/mudder-passes to get your 2021 season pass. Put the money on the table. Commit before you're ready, then get ready. That's the way to do it. Also, go to lovethepodcast.com/tough and leave us a review, and I will read it on a future episode. I will talk with you soon. Go spend time with someone you love.